Okay guys, this is George White, geofisher from the board. I talked to you a little bit about how I carry my food up in the boundary waters, and instead of taking just pictures, I figured I'd make a video too and show you what my food system works like in the pack. It's kind of hard sometimes to tell what it really does without having it in the pack, so here's what I do. These are my Vittles vaults. They're from PetSmart. This is a 13 by 13 by 13 cube. It's about 1 or 1.5 cubic feet of storage space. On a solo trip, I would take one of these on a smaller pack. I don't really have a solo system here, but for a group of 4, one of these is usually good. For a group of 6 or 8, I take 2 of them. They stack really easy. And I also have another size. This one here is 20 by 13 by 13, and it works really well for those mid-type groups. A group of 4 that's going to eat a lot, or a group of 8, or a group of 6 that's about a normal size group. With kids, this works really well too. Okay. The pack I use is a C-Line Pro Pack RS. These are modified versions of the old Pro Pack that they had. If you notice, this pack has a really good back on it. It has a really good back. It's adjustable. It's got a nice hip belt. It's got a real strong bottom on it. This is about double the size of the thickness of the pack walls. The bottom is. Now, I've been using these for, I don't know, 10 or 15 years. I have one pack that I wore out this year and sent back to C-Line. They sent me a brand new one. So these work really well. Now, these Vittles vaults fit down in this pack pretty darn good. They're hard to get in there sometimes. They're hard to wrestle in there, especially when they're full. But, for instance, this one here, you just basically, usually it's better with 2 folks, but you can grab it, and it'll just sit and slide down in that pack. And once it's down in there, it's not going anywhere all the way to the bottom. Okay, so this is what it looks like after sticking that Vittles vault down in there. It's a little tough sometimes to get them in by yourself. This is the big vault, and you can notice there's quite a bit of space left in this. So you could put, I don't know, probably any cooking utensil stuff. You can put your tarp in here. There's a lot of different stuff, and in fact, there's a lot of room down the sides too. It doesn't look like it, but there's room down the sides. And before I use the RS packs, I would use a towel or something and stick it down this front side right here, so that it's not rubbing against your back. But even without the towel in front, it works very well. And I've done some really big portages with this way, and it works great. Now I'm going to take this Vittles vault out and put in the 2 smaller vaults and show you what that looks like. The 2 smaller vaults are very similar. They're just smaller. So like I said, it's usually easier with 2 folks to do this. It's really kind of hard. It's a real tight fit. There's literally no room around the edges, but that tight fit makes it carry very well. So I'll slide that vault down. One of the good things about the RS pack is that since the back is square and it's got a pad there, once you get the vault in there, it situates itself perfect so that the back is flat in the pack, and that works very well. So I'll put the 1 vault in, and I'll put the other vault in. Now these usually weigh, if you're good with packing the big vault, if you're good with packing this big vault, if you're using dried goods and you know, a bottle of oil, a bottle of syrup, and dry goods to the top, it'll weigh about 30 pounds. The little vaults, they weigh about maybe 20 pounds each. Now the whole pack together, unloaded, the pack and the 2 volts weighs about 10 pounds, maybe a little more. So you can really get away with food for 6 or 8 guys in one 50-pound Pro Pack if you use this system. It works pretty good too. So this is what I do. And as with the other Vittles vaults, this is the 2 smaller vaults in the pack, and you can see it comes up a lot higher. So this is almost even with where I would want it to be when I roll it down. So I'm going to go on and roll it down and show you what that looks like, and then seal it on up. One thing I failed to mention, and I'm going to mention it now, is that these packs, these Vittles vaults are made by U.S. Plastics, and they also are made by Gamma Plastics. And in fact, I thought my vaults were made by U.S. Plastics, but I looked around and they in fact have a label from Gamma Plastics. So you could probably order them direct from Gamma instead of buying them from PetSmart or where have you. But I got mine from PetSmart. And if you look at the lid here, it actually has the Gamma seal on it, and I really don't think you can see it, but it's got the Gamma seal label on it too. Yeah, if you look right here, it kind of says Gamma right there. So these are Gamma lids and Gamma plastics. So they work pretty well. They aren't what I would consider 100% waterproof. There's a little condensation that gets in it, and they're obviously not bear proof. But the way I look at it is it doesn't necessarily have to be bear proof. If you can eliminate a bunch of the smells and you follow Jacobson's idea of hiding your stuff in the woods. I've been using this system for about 10 or 15 years now, and I've never had an issue with bears or anything else. And quite frankly, it also cuts down on the mini bears, because you clean your camp up, you move all your food source and your foodstuffs out to the perimeter of your camp. You keep it all stored in a dry box like this that's smell proof, or for the most part smell proof, and it pretty much eliminates a lot of those issues. Pro packs, you just roll them down, and you can see that I've got the roll space for about 3 or 4 rolls with this. You roll them down and you cinch them up. Now this pack doesn't have anything in it, so it doesn't weigh anything, but I just wanted to give you an idea. So you roll them down and you cinch them up. The good thing about this is that really with 2 or 3 rolls, I mean this pack is pretty much waterproof. It's going to float. You go over with this pack, you're going to probably be in a good position to save your food and stuff. And now it's really easy, simple. You just put the pack on, ready to go. And this one's a little tight, but that's about it, all there is to it. Rides well, it looks good. These packs have a sternum strap if you need it. And that's usually how I do it. I just usually grab on just like that, and down the trail I go. Pretty nice little system.